Long ago, in the heart of a vast savanna where the grasses swayed like waves under the sun, there was a village called Okuru. For generations, Okuru enjoyed fertile lands, flowing rivers, and unending harvest. The rains were faithful, arriving in their seasons like loyal friends. But one year, everything changed. The clouds vanished, the sky turned empty, and the land began to crack open in thirst. Children cried for water, mothers walked miles with empty pots, and even the strong men of the village felt fear tightening around their hearts. The most frightening part of the drought was not the dryness, it was the silence. No thunder. No clouds. No wind. The sky acted as though it had turned its back on Okuru. And the elders knew the gods must have been deeply offended. One evening, the villagers gathered around Mother Monya, the oldest woman in Okuru, a keeper of ancient stories. Her voice shook as she leaned on her carved staff and spoke. She reminded them of a tale last told over 200 years ago. A tale of a time when Okuru lost the rain because someone had beaten the sacred drum of Papando with forbidden hands. She revealed she had heard that same forbidden drum during the night of the recent eclipse. The villagers gasped. The sacred drum was only to be touched during the festival of ancestral light, and only by the chosen drummers. Whoever touched it had awakened an ancient curse. The elders summoned Okachukwu, the village seer. He cast kola nuts within a circle drawn in the dirt. The kola nuts rolled until they pointed toward the last person anyone expected, Ehoma, the quiet daughter of a poor potter. Fear swept through the crowd. Ehoma trembled as the villagers approached her hut. When confronted, she denied any malicious intent, but the seer insisted her heart hid something. Tears filled her eyes as she confessed. During the eclipse, her mother had fallen gravely ill. She had gone to the shrine to pray and found the sacred drum glowing faintly, as though calling to her. Believing the gods wanted her to beat it as a plea for mercy, she struck the drum once. The sky responded with thunder that night, though no clouds were present. She fled in fear, never realizing she had broken a taboo powerful enough to seal the sky itself. Although she acted out of love, a broken one was still a broken one. The gods, angered by her action, punished the entire village. And the only way to lift the curse was for a woman to journey to the mountain of echoes, where the spirit of the drum dwelled. The journey was dangerous, few had ever returned. Yet she accepted the task willingly. "Let me save my people," she said. "If the gods want my life, they may take it." At dawn, carrying only palm oil, a white cloth, and a blessed cowrie bracelet, Ehoma began her journey. Okachukwu walked her to the forest edge, warning her that she would face trials meant not for her body, but for her spirit. Deep in the forest, the air grew thick and strange. Shadows whispered her name. In the dry bed of a forgotten river stood a tall woman with braided cloud hair, Omoumi, the river spirit. She commanded Ehoma to face 3 trials: truth, courage, and sacrifice. The first trial summoned a massive mirror that reflected every lie, fear, and hidden doubt she had ever carried. Ehoma confronted each one honestly, until the mirror shattered into harmless dust. The second trial brought forth a massive serpent made of living fire. Though terrified, Ehoma stepped forward and declared that she feared nothing while her people suffered. The serpent dissolved into flame and vanished. The final trial revealed a starving child begging for food. Without hesitation, Ehoma gave him her last piece of dried yam. He transformed into a spirit boy, blessing her for her selflessness and sending her onward. At midnight, she reached the summit of the Mountain of Echoes. A glowing stone temple pulsed with energy at its peak. Inside sat Papando, the sky drummer, a spirit with star-filled eyes. He listened as a woman knelt before him and offered her life in exchange for the rain. But the spirit shook his head gently. "You broke a law," he said, "but your heart was pure. Your life is not what the sky desires. What the sky wants is your song." Confused but obedient, A woman closed her eyes and began to sing. She sang of her mother, her village, their suffering, her mistake, and her hope. Her voice rose like the dawn, growing stronger with every breath. The mountain trembled, the spirit drum echoed, and lightning tore through the sky. Then, at last, a drop of rain fell. Then another. And another. The sky finally opened and poured its blessing upon Okoro. By the time Ehoma descended the mountain, drenched but smiling, the village was alive with celebration. Children danced in the mud, elders raised their hands to the heavens, and Mother Monia declared that the gods punish arrogance but reward humility. From that day forward, whenever Okoro's sky delayed its rain, the villagers asked Ehoma to sing her sacred song. And each time, the clouds listened. Her name lived on, not as the girl who broke a taboo, but as the woman who opened the sky with her voice.